Hi, I'm Judy. Welcome to Go with Yin Yoga and your Vata balancing practice that is really going to help those hips out. You might want a blanket for some cushioning and a couple of blocks. And once you have those props, go ahead and come into a comfortable seat for you. Begin to take your attention to your breath. Just begin to notice your breath at first. Allow your shoulders to feel very heavy, moving away from your head and down your back. If it's comfortable for you, I invite you to go ahead and close your eyes. Otherwise, just look at one object and allow it to become unfocused. Vata is very mobile and cold. Those are some of the characteristics of Vata energy. And in today's practice, we're going to be working with movements that will ground you deeply to help tame Vata's mobile nature and also create a little digestive heat, because Vata imbalance can have some digestive issues. And before we get started, I just want to share with you this quote. It comes from Michael, I don't know how his name is pronounced, Clark. The self-work you do inside will echo through every part of your life. And it's so, so true. There's a snowball effect to most everything in life. Take one small step, and then you'll take the next and the next and the next, and you will reach your goals. Go ahead and open your eyes, and perhaps I'm going to grab my blanket to sit up on, because I'm going to need both blocks. So I suggest sitting up on something so your hips are a little higher than your knees. Bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall out to either side. And you may want some blocks underneath those knees. Butterfly pose. And you probably feel this through your adductors, through your inner thighs. And that's where we want to feel it. Begin by having a straight spine. And allow this affirmation to resonate with you. In this moment, I am safe. And let your eyes close if that's comfortable. And perhaps let your chin begin to fall in towards your chest. And maybe slowly allowing your spine to begin to drape over those knees, maybe elbows bend. Coming down to your edge, and in fact, find your edge and back off a little bit at first. And then when you get comfortable, you can go deeper if you like. As you continue to check in with your breath, And ask yourself whether or not you want to go deeper or stay where you are. See if you can soften. Allow the muscles to relax. That is one of the reasons for the blocks underneath your knees. Just allowing your body to relax into stillness. Continue to allow the entire body to just go downward and inward. And take your palms to your mat or the floor and gently begin to unwind your spine, coming up one vertebrae at a time until you're in an easy seated position. Go ahead and set your blocks off to one side. Lean back on your hands and allow your butterfly wings to just flap a little bit, to get a little more movement, move anything that perhaps became stagnant during this pose. And then come to face the short end of your mat. If you're sitting up on something, you may want to, actually don't want to continue. I lost my train of thought. You may want a blanket or perhaps something else by your mat. We're coming into deer pose. So take your left leg and take the shin parallel to the long end of your mat. Left knee is bent. Left foot is at the long end of the mat. And then your right leg comes out from your hip as much as you can. And this is where you may need a little padding. Right knee is bent. Left shin is parallel to the long end of your mat. Deer pose. Now, if you find that you're in this pose and your leg is up like this, take one of those blocks and put it underneath. The block is just a way to let your muscles relax. And just go ahead, starting with a straight spine again. Tucking the chin just slightly. My attention moves downward and inward. If at any point in your practice a pose feels like you're holding it too long or you just need a break, feel free to come out of it and come back in when you're ready. Make this practice your own. An invitation, and then it's just an option, to begin to drape yourself over your front leg. So here you're beginning to compress the abdomen with a forward fold. You're building some heat. Vata energy really benefits from having discipline or heat, tapas. And you can also grab those blocks and stack them one on top of the other. And go ahead and rest your forehead on the blocks. Allow your shoulders to soften and widen. Feel as though all the tension is just pouring out of your forehead and into the earth. My attention is going downward and inward. Last couple of breaths here. And then press into your palms, slowly straightening your arms, walking your hands back towards your body, and just facing that long end of your mat, leaning back. Legs are a little wider than hip width apart, and then just allow your legs to fall to one side and then to the other. And again, just moving any energy that got a little stuck while we were relaxing in deer pose. And now we're going to move to second side. I'm going to face the other short end so you can see me. And I'm also going to grab those blocks. And come to second side. Starting out, nice long back. And so your right shin is parallel to the short end of your mat, right knee bends. And the left leg is coming out from left hip to your ability. It may feel a bit challenging. Left knee is bent, and left shin parallels the long edge of your mat. Remember to pad any area of your body that is coming far up off your mat so that your muscles can completely relax and let go of tension. And tension here is down your right leg and your thigh, and also the adductor of your left leg and your hips, of course. That's where we want to feel it. Imagine as you inhale, that cool blue water is washing down over your head, down your shoulders, down your back, and back into the earth, washing away any tension any anxiety, any stress. Water is the element associated with winter in traditional Chinese medicine. An invitation, if you'd like to go a little deeper, to begin to walk your torso forward, that you're bending over your front leg, and perhaps placing your forehead on your 2 blocks. Continue to feel that water washing over you, releasing anything that's no longer serving you. I allow my energy to go downward and inward. Notice your breath. Notice if it's become a little choppy or if it's still nice and smooth. Do you need to adjust something so your breath can smooth out as well as the muscles of your body? Last couple of breaths here. And begin to press into your palms, slowly straightening your arms, walking your hands back towards your body. Turn to face the long end of your mat again. Going ahead and putting your blocks off to one side. And windshield wiper your legs again if that feels good to you. Letting any tension in the hips just melt away. And then come to face the short end of your mat. You may want, grab a blanket again if you have it, to sit up on the edge. And don't worry if your transitions are not graceful. Only worry if you're rushing through them. You might want to grab those blocks again and take them under your knees perhaps, coming into caterpillar pose. You don't need to use blocks, of course, but for many people, this can release a little pressure on the low back, and it can just make caterpillar pose more accessible. So go ahead and just begin in tall spine, allowing your body, giving permission for your body to just relax, to be still, nothing to do, nowhere to be. I allow heat, tapas, to build in my body. Hands might be on the blocks, and maybe they're down by your thighs or hips. And now begin to let your chin come into your chest. Again, feeling that water, the cool blue water, washing away the busyness of life, allowing you to just be still, soak in this moment. Notice anywhere in your body you feel tension that is not your hamstrings and your legs and perhaps your low back. See if you can let that water flow over those areas. Invitation to allow your spine to round softly, head to be heavy, forehead pointing down towards the floor. Letting go. Allow heat, tapas, to build in my body. And then take your palms to the mat and begin to gently straighten your arms, bringing yourself back upright slowly. Take one foot to the mat and then the other. Release the blocks. Keep any props you may need for Savasana nearby. We'll be moving into Savasana after a little short break in a counterpose. So go ahead and begin to bend your elbows and slowly begin to drape yourself down onto your mat. And walk your heels towards your hips, your glutes really. And your next inhale, bring one leg into your chest, doesn't matter which one, and then the other one. Take a few deep breaths here. Maybe on the inhale, your knees come a little bit towards your chest, and on your exhale, they begin to move away from your torso. So a little release on your low back. And then gently bring the soles of your feet down to the mat. And stretch one leg out to the end of your mat, and then the other. Allow the feet to fall out to either side. Arms can be wherever you'd like them to be. Maybe one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, out by your side. I will be sitting up and minding time for you as you allow this practice that you chose to attend today to really integrate into your body. Allow that sense of calm and release of stress to just really seep into every area of your body. And just to remind you of just a few things as you begin to relax into Savasana. And you can also be on your stomach. You can be laying in a fetal position. Whatever pose feels most comfortable for you, that is the pose to take. Now is a great time to revisit your intention, if you set one. My intention for you was to help strengthen your hips, make them a little more flexible, and also to soothe anxiety by deeply grounding and calming forward folds, as well as building digestive fire, what's called Agni or tapas, through compressing your abdomen with calming forward folds. All of this really soothes the Vata energy of early winter. Vata is very mobile and very cold generally. So a little heat and a lot of grounding can really help to bring you back into balance. And when Vata is out of balance, very often people are anxious and stressed. And I'm just going to repeat the quote that I shared with you at the beginning of this practice before I will give you some time to be silent and to be still. And the self-work you do inside will echo through every part of your life. And that is one of the best descriptions I've heard for why people should practice yoga. So just allow yourself to melt into your mouth, using any props you need to be comfortable for the next few minutes until you hear me speak again. If you need to move on into the rest of your day, allow your breath to deepen. And if your eyes are not closed and it's comfortable for you to do so, an invitation to close your eyes now. And of course, you are always welcome to stay in Savasana for however long you need. But if you do need to move on, begin to feel your body as it lays against your mat, being cradled by the earth. Feel all the points of your body that are touching your mat, no matter which pose you've chosen for your Savasana. Feel your bones become very heavy, pressing further and further into the safety and security of the earth. And now begin to take any small movements that will help you come back into the present moment. Perhaps nodding your head up and down gently, or moving it from side to side slowly. Wiggling fingers and toes. And maybe making some small circles with your wrists and your ankles. On your next inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Taking a nice, big, long, luxurious stretch. And then roll onto whichever side feels right to you. Eyes still closed, cradling your head on your lower arm, the arm that's stretched out on your mat. Take a few deep breaths here. And again, invitation to stay here as long as feels right to you. But if you need to move on, go ahead and begin to take your hands to the mat. Pressing into your palms, straightening your arms, slowly walking yourself upright and coming into a seated position, eyes still closed. Inhale, bring the palms of your hands together in Anjali Mudra. Thumbs come into the space between your breasts, the center of your chest. Elbows are on the same line as your wrists. And slightly bowing your head over your hands. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you be free from pain and suffering. And may you feel balanced. And gently allow your hands to fall into your lap, your thighs, your knees, whatever is most comfortable for you. Blinking your eyes open, taking in your mat, taking in the floor, and slowly raising your head. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you feel more calm, less stressed, and more balanced after this hip strengthening Yin Yoga flow. If you enjoyed this practice, please go ahead and click the like button and help more people find free Yin Yoga. And if you'd like to practice with me again, go ahead and subscribe and click the bell button to know when I've added new videos to my channel. Take a peek into the description box below this video and you will find a link to my private Facebook group where I share different practices, not only in yoga, many aimed at reducing stress, because that is something that almost everybody needs in our very busy and very turbulent world. And it's my wish for you that you can take this feeling of calm and joy and peace and move out into the rest of your day.